Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be continuing my rating climb series where I'm trying to get as far as I can up the rating ladder. The last video I made, I believe I was at 1,000 or so rapid online, and this video will be continuing that. So, didn't want to make this intro super long just so we can get right into the action, so here we go. Now I am up to 1,026, which is accurate. And my opponent for this game is Alexander0968. This is his actual username. I don't want to change usernames for games like this because this is my own personal thing. And he is rated 1040. And I'm playing with the black pieces. I played this game on the 1st. So that would have been yesterday because today is May 2nd. Also, happy May to everyone who watching in early May. D4, my opponent played. I played knight to f6. I've been playing a lot of, kings and D and kind of stuff. My opponent went e3, which, even now, I'm like, okay, I have a good shot at winning because nobody who's serious about playing plays e3 after d4. I go g6, and, I just play my normal stuff. My opponent goes h3, which I'm like, if you see your opponent playing h3, either number one, they're trolling, or number two, they have no idea what they're doing. The last time I saw a move like a3 or h3 is I've never seen it. Well, I've never really seen a game start with that. But the first time I actually saw someone play like a3 in a game was when Anna Kramling, popular Swedish chess streamer and content creator, she played the Reykjavik Open back, I think 2024, and her opponent played a3. And when she went over all those games, and it was just the funniest thing because, this is like a super, very famous, it's a very been going on for years. It's a very famous tournament, and the dude shows up, plays a3. It's so funny. I don't know. Anyway, that did not happen here, but they did go h3, which is kind of sus, I guess, a little bit. Bishop g7, and okay, so I guess they do go a3. I kind of just forgot about this. d6 now. Point of d6 is kind of, it's almost just a waiting move because, they're not going to push e4. And the point of this is, I already got my dark square bishop out, right? So I don't need to worry about blocking in here. I don't need to worry about, sorry, not that. I don't need to worry about blocking my bishop in here. I cannot draw, they're blocking it in. Now I can just bring this out, or I can always go there, which I don't ever really see people go bishop g7, but b7, but anyway, c3 now, and at this point, okay, this is like super ridiculous. Okay, they're trying to play like a London thing, but you're supposed to have the bishop on f4, and that's not really how you play. Knight castle, they go bishop d3, so clearly they're just trying to do London. I go knight b7, which is what I usually play. I always like to go for this pawn break in the center. And they go knight to d2. I go rook to e8, which is what I always play. Rook to e8, and actually this move, queen to e8, is something. Queen to e8 is something I'd always play when I would play the Dutch. So Dutch looks like this. They go here. I would always play the Leningrad, so just bear with me here, like this. And, they play like this. I go here. This castles. Point of this is you want to go here, and then this, and if they castle, you can either go queen e8 or rook e8, and the point is basically, like this, and you want to push here, and that's the point. So take, and you have a very nice clamp on the center, and if they don't want to lose their bishop, they will get forked. So, that's just one thing, but I haven't been getting the greatest positions because, if there's like diagonals and stuff with the king, you have to move the king, they can gain a tempo, and, it's just like, all this stuff, right? I mean, it's just like, if you just look at the board, all this stuff can happen, and I don't know how it can happen because pawns are moving sideways and everywhere and whatever, but, it can happen, so just, be ready. Anyway, knight d2, rook e8, knight to c4. Okay. I will be perfectly honest with you. When I saw this, I was like, I don't want to be arrogant, but I was like 80 to 90% sure I would win the game because of this move alone. Because just look at it. Just ask yourself, what does this move do? What does the move do? Okay? What does it do? And the answer is zip, nada, nothing. E5. That's the point of my. That's the point here. You go queen to f3, which I put this game through game review, and this position right here when they played queen f3, this move was a blunder, and I think it was already like minus 1.5 for me here, or like maybe even minus 2 for me because of this, and they lose the bishop. And they thought for a long time. They went knight to e2, and I played queen to f6 because I want a queen trade, obviously, because I have a bishop for a pawn. They take. I take with this knight. Not the best because they kick me out and they can gain some space, so I got to be careful. And actually, here, I threaten their knight because they're threatening mine. And to be perfectly honest with y'all, I did not see that this bishop saw my knight. I did not see that at all. Okay, but I knew I wanted to get rid of their knight, so that's what I did. They played knight back to d2, and now I took, and took with the rook, and they play here, which does really nothing. I just kick them out. They take, and okay, this game is actually pretty long, so we're only on the 18th move, and there's 50. So I kind of forgot how long this move was, or this game. But anyway, they took on f6. I take back with the bishop, obviously, because that's the only thing I can do. They play rook to f1. I play king g7. Otherwise, I would lose my bishop. And now there's a few different things I can do. So I can bring my bishop out, get my other rook out, because my rook has just been sitting there, as you can see from my a8 rook has been sitting there the whole time. And okay, so there's a few things I can do. I play king g7, obviously, and they go rook to f4. So right away I'm thinking simplification, right? Simplification. I'm up a bishop. Actually, yeah, I'm up a piece, so I'm thinking simplification, easy, take, obviously, don't think about it. c6, g3. Don't really know what that does. G5. I gotta be careful of this check here, which he played. And he goes G4. So now I'm kind of pinned, alright? I can't move my king at all, otherwise. The only move I can do is H7, which obviously is horrible, because then I lose the bishop. So I can't move my king. I can't move my king anywhere. So right now, I was thinking, okay, I'm up, I'm up a piece. But I gotta be careful, because, he has some tricky things. And I gotta be careful. I go bishop to e6. The point is, I just want to get my bishop out. My bishop has been way too, passive. He long castles, so now I'm thinking, oh boy, I gotta be careful here because I do not want to play rook f1, right? So I go rook to e8. He plays rook to e1, which, whatever. I go bishop d7, so I'm just thinking simplification. Some of you might be thinking, oh, you just blundered your rook. Nope, because obviously the bishop is there, and I wouldn't just blunder my rook like that. Otherwise, maybe I would. I don't know. Rook to f1. Rook e6, rook d1. Rook d1, I'm not really sure what that does, but, I don't know what he's thinking, right? Oh, excuse me. I don't know what my opponent is thinking, right? I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. So maybe they're, at some point during this game, they're playing. I was thinking of like what some of the best moves would be, and they're playing all of them. So I was thinking, oh, maybe they're cheating. But, I don't like to think like that most of the time because I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But, you can't help but think of that sometimes because of all the things that are happening, with cheating, because there's so much cheating now online and stuff. Not so much, but it's become, dare I say, more common. I don't know. I hope I don't get taken down or canceled for that, but I don't really care. Yeah, I don't care. But you know, there seems to be, especially online, it's so much easier to play, to cheat online. Um, and you know, there's a growing feeling of, oh, I'll never be good enough, so I just want to cheat, and that's just a horrible way to think. It's just like it's like you're just talking down to yourself. That's exactly what it is. You're just thinking you're not good enough, so you have to use an engine and you have to cheat because you're never going to be good enough. And what I'm going to say, guys, is um there was a point in my chess journey or whatever, and believe me, I'm no amazing master or anything like that. But there was a point for me personally that, I was really just discouraged at one point because I was not good and I was constantly getting beat. But that's what this game is brutal. And if you don't want to, if you're not in it for the long haul, you're not willing to, suffer through this game, um, and you just want to take the easy way out and cheat and stuff, it might be fun for a while, but believe me, you're going to get kind of miserable. You're going to get miserable because you'll have no idea what you're doing. You're just following some moves from a computer and you don't even know what you're doing. You're just doing it what the computer tells you, and you know, it may be fun, but it's going to be pretty miserable. I can almost guarantee that because you don't really even know what you're doing. Right? Maybe you do. Maybe you guys do, and you just do it for fun or something, but it's not even that fun. It's not fun to cheat, guys. Come on. Just um and I've never done it myself, so I don't really know what it feels like. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But from what I've seen, either you get banned or you get fined. There's really nothing that good comes out of it. Maybe you win some money or something, but sooner or later you're either gonna find out or you're gonna be miserable because you can never like win by yourself. But anyway, enough yapping by me. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing along here. I go b5 here. That was like 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes of straight yapping about cheating. Anyway, I'm sorry for all of you who think I'm acting just like he who must not be named on X, but you know, I just anyway. Um I do think that it's important sometimes to talk about. I don't think it might not be as important as he thinks, and if you guys have been following the chess world for the past few years, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Very vocal on the subject of chess cheating. Um, I'm not saying it's um, a dead, dry subject, and it's we don't have to worry about it. Of course, I'm not saying that. Obviously, if anything, it's worse than it's ever been. But I don't. I don't know. It's a problem for sure, but I don't know if it's as big as he makes it out to be. Where he's he's accusing all these guys who you're just like, why would they even need to cheat, right? These guys are top 10, top 5, top 20, top 15, whatever. Why would they need to? Why would they need to cheat, right? These guys have been playing for decades, and suddenly you hear this prominent voice in this field of cheating saying, oh yeah, we gotta watch out for so and so, or A did this, or B acted strangely in this tournament, or got a very high score rate in Title Tuesday or the Bullet Brawl. Um, I don't know. I think it's a problem, but I don't know how this. I do not know how this game turned into me talking about cheating. I'm so sorry. Let me just stop talking about that. Let's talk about PogChamps. If you guys want to talk about PogChamps, I don't know. The PogChamps is probably over by the time I post this, but if it is over, let me know who you guys were voting for PogChamps. If you guys watched it, um, I don't really know any of the people in there, but I know of people like Sapnap and stuff, but I didn't really have anybody I really knew, so you know maybe I was probably just voting for the celebrities, honestly, for the sports guys and stuff. Anyway, D5. Let me just scroll down here. Okay, D5, C takes, Rook takes, and now Rook E7, Rook D6. And actually, this is the top move, and this is actually the only move that wins, because, for obvious reasons, I can't move the bishop, I can't go here because of this, and that's really all that needs to be explained. So this is the top move of the engine, and now I believe when I checked this, the evaluation was at maybe -2, at least -2, I think, which, I don't know that. King C2, Rook D7, I want to, take, obviously. Rook A6, doesn't really do anything. I played Bishop E5. Oh, man, I wish I could remember why I did that. I know there was a reason. I think, if I can remember rightly, what I wanted to do was, they played here, and then I think I wanted to go, okay, so if they would have stayed on A6 and, I don't know, gone here, I don't know. I would have gone here, I think. Yeah, I would have gone there, because then I can move my rook. I wouldn't go there, obviously, but I would want to move my rook. I think that was the reason I played that. But anyway, Rook A5, Rook B7, now B3, and I've almost kind of trapped the rook here. So he goes Rook A6, now I go Bishop to B6, now I have kind of trapped the rook. So he goes A4, and I have to take, so he takes with the rook, and now we go here, and B4, and I drop back, because, oh, yes, I do remember this. The point is, and he actually fell for this, was he took, and so now I have this fork, and I pick up the rook, and now he has A6, and now I'm just obviously winning, because I have, a rook and two bishops for knight and a pawn. So I'm just, I'm up a rook and basically a rook and a piece. So at this point, I was kind of cooking and stuff. I was really happy. Here. I don't care if he takes pieces and stuff, because of this. I do this sacrifice here. It's not really sacrifice, because I take here, and now he has nothing. And now we go here, and he resigns. So when great win for me. I think I was really, feeling pumped after this. And actually now my rating is up to 1,034. So, obviously big goals in the future. 1,100 would be awesome. 1,200, 1,500, all those would be super cool. But for now, I'm just doing my best, pushing forward, trying to learn all I can from the chess club and guys there, and obviously online, and going over games that people played. I especially like going over games that people played in my openings. I'm a Catalan connoisseur, I guess. Maybe not connoisseur, but enjoyer and enthusiast. I would say I'm an enthusiast of the Catalan and especially Queen's Gambit, but Catalan as well. But yeah, so I always like to look at games with either Queen's Gambit or Catalan, and then with black pieces I do King's Indian, or with E4 I do Scandinavian or Sicilian. So specifically with the playing at my level with Rapid, when I play Sicilian, most of the people I play against do not go for a normal Sicilian, so it's pretty annoying when they play I want to play my normal Najdorf, right? So they go here. They go here, here. You know, some of them don't even do that, which is, which is really annoying. Some of them go here, which, I think this is actually normal. And then I go here, and then go here, and this is what this kind of looks like, I think. Here, 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 and I think the top thing is here, and then you might go, oh man, what was it? Here, I think this was the top thing. Pretty sure. But anyway, some of these people just play dorky stuff. I mean, just unbelievable. Like D3. I've seen D3 plenty of times. Some people even play moves like the Hillbilly, which is so annoying. You have no idea. What else do people play? People play, I don't like playing against like closed stuff because I never know what to play. I just like to shut open positions. So if they play this, maybe I'll play this. And if they go here, I'll go here. And then I just want to shut open the position, obviously. Let me see. So Sicilian here. If they go for this is normal. They take here. Obviously, this isn't great for white because I have a friend actually at the chess club, which if you're watching, Gabe, this annoys me so much. If you're watching this annoys me very much when you play this Queen A4 thing because I just have no idea what to do. He can't take, obviously, but I usually go for a hyper accelerated dragon. So like this. And then he goes here or whatever, and then castles and knight d7, and let's say here and here, and I'm fine, I guess, but obviously you don't want to move the bishop because of this. But again, Gabe, if you're watching this, you have no idea how much this annoys me. But again, I don't know if this is great because I win a tempo, you have to move the queen. This is just like a reverse Scandinavian, which if you don't know, I'm kind of turning this into another video, which I don't want to do. If you guys want me to make a different, like a video where I do some of the best openings and stuff, please let me know, because I think that would be cool. Or maybe I'll just do it anyway. That's going to be it for now. I think this was a pretty long video, but hope you all enjoyed this, and thank you all for following along with my journey on chess.com of, the Raid and Climb series, and hopefully, 1100-1200 are in the near future, and again, I'll be posting regularly, hopefully fairly regularly, about my whole Raid and Climb, and I'll see you all in the next video, and check out the links in the description for chess.com premium memberships, and for your 10% off your membership with Submagic. It's a really amazing video editing resource, and if you use my code Pawnstorm when you get your membership or your plan for that, you get 10% off, so definitely check that out. And with that being said, I'll stop yapping and I'll see you all in the next video.